Hi, my name is Simone. I'm the Zen Mommy. Thank you for watching my YouTube channel where I help people with spiritual awakening and ascension and guiding you through the healing of the mind, body, and soul. I want to take a moment to allow the plane to cross. And then I want to say welcome to all my new subscribers. I see my channel is just jumping up there, and you know what? I'm really thankful for that. I'm really thankful that the more people subscribe, the more chances I have to reach and help raise the vibration of humanity. Now, if you're visiting my channel for the first time, there's a subscribe button and a little bell button down below. If you press subscribe, and then the bell button will notify you every time I release a new video. Now, I was thinking about today about how I went over some of the agreements that and contracts or whatever that we made before we came here on this earth. Another one, and I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? So I actually had this list of agreements, and I was gonna make one video, and I was gonna signal out like 5 different agreements. And every time that day I was trying to do it, every time I tried to do it, I kept messing up. I kept losing track. It wouldn't come together. So I was like, I'm just gonna turn the camera and just talk, right? And I ended up breaking up the agreements into one subject at a time. And the ego, I have 2 of those subjects, but honestly with the ego, there's a lot of subjects with the ego that I want to cover, that as things come up for me, I'll be like, oh, okay, ego has many different aspects, and it's complex. But that's not the part of the agreement that I want to talk about today either. I want to talk about one thing that we agreed on is our circumstances coming into this life, our family, the arrangements, whether we were in a poor family, a rich family, a black family, a white family, a really happy family, or a broken family, or a family with alcoholic parents, or a family that orphaned you or abused you. And okay, so I'm saying all of these things is we had a view of what our family and life plan would kind of be like, right? But we already knew these circumstances as a creator God, right? Airplane crossing. Anyways, we already knew these circumstances as a creator God, and we knew that we could, as a creator God, if we came into this life, we could pretty much position this life and have a certain kind of, have the exact perfect experience, and not really like experiencing the reality of this nature down here. You know, the reality of understanding what it is to be separate and love, be separate and have your heart broken, be separate and experience pain and hate and experience suffering, and then experience remembering who we truly are again. Because I'm gonna tell you one thing, when I had that experience where I went to the other side and I realized who I was, that moment I was so happy. I realized that this isn't the first time that I woke up out of amnesia and was like, oh my God, right? But so basically, we have to take our memory off, and you have to understand we agreed to come into this creation. There are many creations that we can be a part of. There are many creations that we have created individually ourselves. And so for whatever reason, you've decided to come here, okay? If you're a human, you may have you came here for the human experience, but if you're starseed, you came here from a different creation during these last days to help raise the vibration of the planet. And you know, we can go into detail about that more later, but what I'm saying is basically just want to get into the fact that, you know, you have to understand that you chose this life, okay? Like sometimes I'll be like, man, why was I orphan? Why was I poor? Why couldn't I be rich? But I chose this. And you know, it was an experience that I decided as a creator God, with my full force, with my full knowledge, with my full power, and I was equipped enough to feel like, okay, I'm gonna go in here, remember my memory, I'm gonna be able to handle this. And see, as a God, as a creator God, your vibration is so high. You are pure energy, you're pure perfection, bliss, infinite, immortal. And so in order to take your infinite, immortal God self and incarnate into this creation that you decided to become a part of, to manifest here, you have to lower your vibration from God self, okay, all the way to human self. And part of lowering your vibration is, number one, taking away your memory, and number two, putting yourself in a situation or a family or an arrangement that you were going to suffer for a while. And you have to understand, especially for us light workers, starseeds, see, we came here to help the planet. We came here to help raise the vibration of the planet. And so coming here, we have to lower ourselves into these dense, to these dense energies, and then we have to go through an awakening and begin to like level up and experience our, you know, and raise our vibration up in order to help raise the vibration of the planet. Like, if I didn't have that experience, there's no way I'd be able to inspire millions of people with my life story and everything I've suffered and went through to have this awakening and just in my life just make a 360 miracle change, you know. And so when I found out that, like, immediately all my childhood pain was healed. Like, I was like, oh, I needed to go through this. This was I knew I agreed to this. And it's just like, when you're on the outside looking in, when you know what you are, you're almost kind of just detached from like some of these earthly struggles that we go through that keep us so down. You completely see that that's ego, right? You completely see that that's attachments. And you completely see that it all has to do with this 3D body, that we only agreed to come into this for a temporary time period. That's why there's death for this body on this earth, but for the soul there is no death. And there's limitations to the brain. And so we have to go through this experience. So our circumstances is something that we agreed on. And I know it's just like, you mean to tell me I agreed to go through this? I know it sucks, okay? And there's no other way I can explain it. I can't make it if you're suffering and have it going bad. I can't explain it in any way until, like, I had that experience, but words cannot express. And, you know, all I can do is I can promise you we're headed there, okay? All of us are. And we're at a time here where, you know, people are no longer going to be reincarnating on this planet, because Gaia is ascending, you know, almost ascended all the way to 5D. And so this is the time where we are head on in ascension, and awakening is happening mass, you know, and more until, you know, I totally believe that now that I've learned so much about timelines and changing them and shifting them, and that's going to be another video. I promise that'll come soon, but I'm going to have to do it with like a whiteboard and stuff. Now that I understand that, I'm shifting myself to the timeline of a golden age of awakening, a golden age of everyone coming into their true selves, and everyone, you know, leaving a lot of these earthly things behind, because you have to understand, with this human body came all these attachments. And you got to understand, when the day you die, you're a soul, you're an infinite being. And this, once you don't have this, you don't need all of those attachments. Like your children, you know, they're your children, but they're not your children. They're your friends. They're other conscious beings just like yourself. We're all one, but we're all one, but we're all still individual streams of consciousness, right? We're a thought, we're a feeling. Okay, so you have to understand, you know, your kids as part of you, as like your friends on the other side. But here, you know, we had to go through this process where you're a baby at first and you have to be taken care of. So we develop these attachments to our children. And don't get me wrong, it's an experience. It's one of the experiences that I decided to come back for. Because when I was on that, when I broke through to the other side, I was like, oh, nope. I'm not going back. That's the first thing I thought. I was like, nope, I'm not going back. But then a part of me was just like, well, now that I'm awake and now that I know who I am, if I go back, life will be easier. And then I thought, I was enjoying my parent experience, right? And so, like, the thing is, as you realize, when you know that you're God, your manifestations are instant. On the other side, it's instant. The moment I thought about coming back here, I was here. That's how instant it is. And see, the reason why we can't manifest so quickly is to protect us. Because if we were like manifesting like a god and didn't realize that we're a god, we'd be like, oh, what if that bird just just lands like 3 pounds of poop on me right now? Next thing you know, you're full of poop, right? And so you have to understand that you got to learn how to gain control. You got to learn how to discipline yourself. You know, in order to see, we lowered our vibration to get here. And so this ascension is about, in order to get back, we have to raise our vibration back up to creator God status. And so in order to do that, we have to actually begin to condition ourselves to be creator gods again. We have to understand that we can't just be thinking crazy. We can't just be focused on negativity. We can't just be like, understand negative things happen. Give yourself no more than 3.5 seconds. If you find yourself off in a negative thought, off worrying that I'm not going to be able to pay my bills, check yourself. Catch it right then and be like, sorry for the interruption that went off, but be like, I'm a creator God. Everything's going to work out. And so I'm going to end it there because something's going on with my phone. But thank you for watching. Peace and love. Namaste. I will definitely be back some more. See you soon.